Having only recently been crowned King of France, Charles V dispatched his army to the French-held village of Évreux to forge order from chaos. From here, the army would move to extinguish three major threats. Bands of roving mercenaries harrying the countryside, a peasant uprising, and attacks from a rival for the French crown, Charles of Navarre. The French army would start by reclaiming the rebel-held villages of Cocherel, Jouy, and Croissy.
Parat Porvenir.
Parat Porvenir.
Labour Spérance. Qued Labour. Restituo. Qued Me. Labour.
Labour Spérance.
Equite sunt passi, com...
Qued Mendes? Oye, oye, Caval Parat. Comme Mendes.
Beneffect.
Veillance l'ennemi!
Hello. Okay.
As the French army struggled to regain control of the countryside, they were struck by a band of English routiers. These mercenaries had been cut loose by the English army and were plundering the countryside in order to make a living. The central monastery town of Cocherel was still under the control of rebel peasants. The French army would have to take it before they could launch an assault on Charles of Navarre.
Captured Cocherel from the rebels. Okay.
The French forces eliminated the routier attack, but more were still raiding the countryside in search of provisions and riches. The routier demanded payment from the French, or they would continue their horrifying raids.
Labour Spérance. Camino. Io ma sono la cose. Fido, sì.
Variez et...
Au quitamus.
Tuts odams de retournar. Seco materia.
So we need to defeat the Joy rebels, which is this. Recapture Croissy from the rebels. Okay, recapture Cocherel from the rebels, which is this. Stop the routiers' raids. Pay tribute to stop English routier attacks or destroy the English routiers' camp. Okay. So let's figure out what we can do here.
Parats pour labourar. Cos'è la massonata?
Basically,
Dolme bien. Chevalier.
Qued Labour. Io ma sono la cose.
Lanques sígueme. Lanques so perfectes. Nos traen. Tourma.
Escolte bene.
Preparate, arquer. Preparate, arquer.
Labour Speran.
Mandemans, colonel. Si, comprendo. Desempeñe.
E Chilimande.
On the square. Vado la pompe. Oxydé.
In taking the village of Jouy, the French army was closer to stemming the peasant rebellion and regaining control.
Labour Spérance. Ito. Zito. Parat pour venir.
Attention! Novos Pace, move!
Tisomes. Monacial pour la mater.
The central monastery town of Cocherel would continue to send out rebel attack parties to weaken the French army.
Félicite Béat.
Parate, equite! Equites attendent ici!
Nom de squad.
Labour Speran.
Equites attendent comme mondes!
Si somes. Si, comprendo.
Ordi est facile, cavalier!
Quid labur? Io ma sono la cose.
Dolmevi, equites in avant!
Arquier parat. Parate, arquiers. Obédi. Marié, être préparé. Lanquier. Momentesti, arquier. Momentes. Lanquier. In avant, lanquier.
Mondes
Inhérence.
sector matériel.
Paratus et cavallo!
Momentesti, arquier.
Equitamus!
Quid labur? Mado labourard.
Parat pour venir.
Cavalario, parat.
Si, comprendo. Cose sera ma sonata. Parat pour laborar.
Si somes.
Quid ordines.
Io ma sono la cose.
Lanques paratas.
Quid labour?
Mondes
We
quid?
have a couple of. Let's go and get some food.
Parats pour labourard.
Okay, this is there. We don't have much gold, so. Oh, they're attacking our next base, so maybe shift base.
Audite, mili... Est facile, cavalier! Ordine tenens!
Parat pour venir.
Escolte bene. Retorno con materia.
Okay, we need gold actually, so.
Labour Spérance.
Parat! Père et fort! Attention! Attention! Vamos! Scarra! Cavalarios! Quitamos! Dolme bien!
Maneo!
Cavalarios parat!
Sagita in arco. Arquier parat. Bene, bene! Command, arquier in avant. Sagita in arco. Arco diligence. Commandes.
Audite milites! Second mandement!
Mandes puede.
Arquier
Camino.
parat.
Quai de labour.
Arco parat.
Ascolti bene.
Rideau, sì. E ci rimandement. Diretto!
Attention!
Colonne sito!
Parat sur la bourrade. Sagita in
Espero tu mandement!
Préparate, arquier! Lancier parat!
Ordine tenets!
We know it. Actually,
Préparate,
more.
arquier! Entendo.
Let's send these.
E l'idea! Pace, muove!
Arquier parat. Momentesi, in avant, arquier!
Ambola. Sì.
Présentez l'encaisse. Venez. Parate, arquiers. Deusei. Préparate, arquiers.
Dolme bien!
Sagita in arco. Arco bene, bene.
Quid mandes? A medio corso.
Parat. Audience. Ambola.
Attention! Novos ordines!
Tuts au gomme.
Sì, parat.
L'encaisse paratas.
Parat pour venir. Buona ciel pour la materia.
Parate, arquier. Arquier. In avant. Parat. Allez, arquier. Parat. Demandez.
Buen orden! Vado quitos!
Quid mandes?
Demandes.
Comprendo.
Let me go and get some gold. Probably I need
Felice.
one worker to.
Momentesi, arsurma.
Obeio! Orchest! Sperans Gloria! Si volies!
Ascolte bene. Sì, bene.
Obeio! En les camps!
Tuts sito.
Entendo.
Cose se ramasse.
Parate, arquiers.
Cavalario parat. Scarra formata.
Preparate, arquiers. Entendo.
Quid me?
La bourse pera.
Ascolte bene.
Perfect. Io ma sono la cosa.
Quid ordines? Sì, parat.
Parade pour venir.
Eccelli.
Eccelli sequed. Mais
Parat. In avant. Labour Spérance. Arquier Parat. Audience. Non movo.
Vale. L'anche sopra l'anche.
Preparate ar bene, bene. Deusei. Sagitaina. Arate arquier. Vade arquier.
Espero. Attention.
A momentesi arquier.
Vade.
Yes. Vale. Arate arquier. Arquier Parat.
si sommes.
Toutes.
Si, bene.
Qued Labour. Sagitaina arco. Vado. Parat. Obedio. Arquier Parat. In ayuda. Arco par arquier ambulant.
Quiete, cavalli.
Parade pour venir.
Eccelli man de main.
Retourno con materia.
हेलो बुकू जी, क्या हाल है, कैसे हो? खतरनाक गेम है बुकू जी, एक बार खेलना शुरू कर दो तो खत्म ही नहीं होती।
Cavaglians.
जितनी मर्जी खेल लो,
Obeio.
नॉन एंडिंग गेम है।
Arquier
जहाँ
Parat.
मर्जी कर
Arate
लो, जितना
arquier.
मर्जी कर
In
लो।
avant. Reparate arquier.
Parade pour labourar. Mandesqued. Restituo.
Momentesi arquier.
Qued mandes. Zitto.
आर्मी बना के भेजनी पड़ेगी, बस खाना नहीं है। Need food।
Parat pour venir.
और बनाने पड़ेंगे मुझे।
Cos'è sarà
farms।
mastonata?
Labour Spérance. Monacial pour la bataille.
Momentesi arquier.
Qued me. Lirepatio.
Reparate arquier.
Si, parat. Buon lavoro.
Parat. Si est.
Qued labour.
Reparate arquier. Angula. Gourmand si movo.
Qued labour. Movo.
Quiete, cavalli.
Arate arquier.
Qued mandes.
Mandesqued. Laburo.
Arquier Parat.
Mandesqued. Vido aussi. Inerance.
Sagita Obedio. Audience. Arquier.
Si sommes. Sito.
Ryan Sopranos. Arco Parat.
Parade pour ici va toast.
Reparate arquier. De Sagita.
Parade movo. Si, comprendo.
Parat.
खाने का इंतजाम यहाँ से करना पड़ेगा, और स्पीयर्स और आर्चरी का यहाँ से। अभी तक हमने सिर्फ जॉय कैप्चर किया है, क्रॉइजी और क्रॉशेट करना है। दिस इज जॉय, क्रॉइजी यहाँ पर, ये भी छोटा सा ही है, बट आई नीड माई इकोनॉमी टू गेट स्टेबल बिफोर आई कैन
Parade
पुश
pour
टू
labourar.
दैट। आई एम स्टिल शॉर्ट ऑन फूड,
Vado labourar.
need like more food before I can push
Qued me.
out.
Mandesqued. Io ma sono la
These two
cose.
farms should
Me
be
plect.
working out before I can really push out. So one more.
Bene fecta.
Ci so Quito.
Fouet de labour.
Vado laburar.
Let's see if we can.
Sarate archers. In avant archer. Momentesi archer.
Okay, we have another army coming out for us.
Prépare. Bene, bene.
Cavalarios, parat. In avant.
Keparat. Entendo. Ryan, comprenant. Maneo.
Siete, ite.
Parat pour venir. C'est ton materia.
Varier et préparé. Odite. In avant. Servientes. Archier parat. Archier vado.
Vandesquet.
We have another war going. Oh, my all armies dead
Parat
here.
pour venir. Cosa si ramassonata?
Again, we need more right there.
Scarra formata.
We have to rush back to that
Cavalario, parat. Cavalario.
place.
Parate archer. In avant.
Labour
Okay,
Spérance.
Parats pour labourar.
this one is going to be critical one.
Toutes audit.
Si sombre. Ici va tost. Restituo. Buon labour.
Parat. Obeio.
Quid me?
This one to go and close this.
Cosa si ramassonata?
Let's see what we can do.
No geste de traits.
Cavalario, parat.
Wow.
Escolte bene.
Y affect. Labour spérance.
Colones. Parat seconde.
Si, bene.
Odite, servientes.
Colones requiem mandement.
Colones sunt ici. Guido, si.
Cavalarios, parat.
Parate, Nintendo.
Cavalarios, parat.
Parat pour y affect.
Okay.
Labour. Quid me?
Archer, moment, oye. Parat, obedio. Preparate, archer. Parate, archer. Preparate, archer. Deusei. Parat. Yecte seguitas. Momentesi, archer.
Another attack.
Momentesi, archer.
So many attacks. Back to
Odite.
back. Why are they going from outside? Why? Like, what is this?
Parat
know
pour
from
momentito.
Quid mandos.
Momente, obedio.
Parat. Téléphone.
Parate, archer.
Si, parat. Quid mandos.
Momentesi, archer. Archer, parat.
Double
Preparate,
attack.
archer.
Again. Again at loss. Not that easy.
Parat. Obeio. Cito. Svende. Cavallo.
Let's make them run around
Odio.
so that they keep on dying with my arrows
Assaut.
at least.
Cavaliere. Si, si. Parat. In avant. Bueno, a medio corso.
Oh my horses.
Cito. Cavallo. Vado. Cavagliani. A medio corso. Cavalli. Obeio. A medio corso. Cito. Cavagliani.
Six hommes. Quito. Laburo.
I'm totally out of resources.
Parate arquers. Entendo.
This is
Para
going to be a
arquer
bad
in
thing.
avant.
Not an easy. I'm out of food and again a repetitive attack.
Parade pour labora.
I think we'll have to restart because I'm losing food and everything and all. Probably let me restart this round because this doesn't seem the strategy is working out. Sometimes it's a bit painful if you really have to restart the game because as the campaign progresses there are different mechanics which come into the play, especially the choice of army which the enemy has, and if you don't have a counter army then that becomes a bit difficult because now they had knights and I was trying to kill knights with horses and the longbowmen, which might not work. I'll eventually have to have men at arms. So
Having only recently been crowned King of France, Charles V dispatched his army to the French-held village of Évreux to forge order.
let's skip this.
From here, the army would move to extinguish three major threats. Bands of roving mercenaries harrying the countryside, a peasant uprising, and attacks from a rival for the French crown, Charles of Navarre.
Six hommes.
The French army would start by reclaiming the rebel-held villages of Cocherel, Jouy, and Croissy.
Laburo. Escolte ben.
Parade pour venir.
Let's get these guys back to work. Let's get them to the front line. Let's see if we can get some food. This is something.
Ambulo.
Come back and drop it.
Perfecte.
Escolte bene. Li refaccio. Quid. Me.
Let's go and get some
Laburo.
all over here. Let's see if we can ultimate the army.
Cavale parate.
Fouet de labour. Restituo. Six hommes. Secco materia. Parade pour venir.
I think I will have to push with this army.
Mendes.
Try to get the gold we got here.
Mendes quid.
Arco
Quid
parate.
me. Labour spérance. Parade inhérence. Labour. Colonnes paraïtis. Mandemans, colonnes. Li refaccio. Six hommes.
Cavale parate. Oye, oye.
As the French army struggled to regain control of the countryside, they were struck by a band of English routiers. These mercenaries had been cut loose by the English army and were plundering the countryside in order to make a living.
Quid de labour. Anas la gare. Parade pour venir. Parate arquer. Toute solidité. Retourneau comme matériel. Parade.
See if we can get army.
Moment ici arquer.
Sunt equites attendent ici. Secunt mandement.
Let's come back.
In taking the village of Jouy, the French army was closer to stemming the peasant rebellion and regaining control.
Restituo.
see if we can make it this time.
Cursor obéir. Cursores à grande course.
The central monastery town of Cocherel would continue to send out rebel attack parties to weaken the French army.
Momente si est. Preparate, archer.
The French forces eliminated the routier attack, but more were still raiding the countryside in search of provisions and riches. The routier demanded payment from the French, or they would continue their horrifying raids.
Obedio.
Let's go and try to get the external party because we have a lot of gold here. I think this is more important for us. We'll see if we can get more. Alright.
The village of
See if we
Croissy,
can break
rich
this.
in gold deposits, was a crucial town for the French to reclaim.
Why is this dying?
Sauves parat.
Here we have light infantry. Let's see if we can get that.
Hommes, preparate. Bene, bene. Maneo.
Tuts odite.
Uh-oh.
Vado laborar.
Quet me. Movo. Parat.
How did we lose the...
Si sommes. Parat forvenir. Cos'è sarà massonata?
That's so surprising. How did I
Parat
lose
por
my...
venir. Camino. Capere bene. Ecci li mandemot. Tuts odite.
Tuts odite.
Rompia le caps.
Escolte bene. Lire pacchio. Preparate, archer. Parat forvenir. Odite. Obedio. Allons-y.
Come on, there's another attack now.
Parates, Tenies, Servientes. Demandes. In avant, archer. Maneo. Momente si, archer. Fouet labour. Si sommet. Volnes, requiem, vido, si. Volnes sunt ici. Parate, archer. In avant. Audience. Si. Anguna. Oye. Pade, archer. Audience.
Come on.
Ouais, ici Vatos.
Nah, we lost it. I think we need to do something else. These strategies are not working out. Some enemies request resources in order to stop their attacks. Whether you attack them, pay them, or ignore them is entirely up to you. All right. If we can get gold, then probably we can pay them so that they don't attack us. Ah, that's a nice tip. So probably what we need to do is to kind of pay them off and not let them attack us.
From here, the army would move to extinguish three major threats. Bands of roving mercenaries harrying the countryside, a peasant uprising, and attacks from a rival for the French crown, Charles of Navarre.
Tous audite. Lirefaction. Labour.
Cavale parat.
The French army would start by reclaiming the rebel-held villages of Cocherel, Jouy, and Croissy.
L'encaisse pas.
Comprendo. Arate, archers.
Audience.
Quid labour?
Qued. Mais. Labour Spérance. Etchelima.
Mandes quid?
Parat pour Labora. Sissomes.
Colonnes requiem mondement. Labour. Restituo. Parat porvenir. Lirefaction.
As the French army struggled to regain control of the countryside, they were struck by a band of English routiers. These mercenaries had been cut loose by the English army and were plundering the countryside in order to make a living.
So let me drop this here.
The French discovered the routier hidden camp and could put an end to the English raids if they could destroy the camp. The routier demanded payment from the French, or they would continue their horrifying raids.
So I think we need to kind of kill those guys.
Parat
Ensure
porvenir.
that they don't attack us
Concesseur
again.
Amazon.
Etcheli mandement.
Parat porvenir.
Quid me? Restituo.
Okay guys, I think we need to get ready for
Escolte ben.
attack.
Monacial pour la bataille.
All of you go back
Oye,
here.
oye.
Ordine tenets.
So we have 2 gold boxes as well here, and
Labour
probably we can
Spérance.
use these.
Parats pour Laboura.
Espero tout.
So let's go and kill those guys. So we'll have to attack from the side and then go and kill them. So that by the time these guys come to us,
Parats pour Laboura.
Quai de Mendes.
it's not a small camp, guys. Okay. These are not an easy one. I mean, we tried this strategy as well, but it seems not working out well for us.
Mand.
Cavale parat.
Etcheli mandambe. Parat pour Labora. Concesseur Amazon. Félicite Béat. Toutes auditées.
Parats porvenir.
Labour Spérance. Sissomes. Quid labor? Io ma sono...
Labour Spérance. Toutes unités. Retournons comme matériel.
This is not working for us. Not that easy.
Quid labor?
Inhérence. Energy point. Camino.
The French forces eliminated the routier attack, but more were still raiding the countryside in search of provisions and riches.
This is surprising. We sent them the tribute as well as, but still they didn't stop attacking us. Means somehow they're saying the strategy. So we have paid like 500, but we still need to pay 1,000 to them. So it means there is still 1,000 gold on this map. Okay, and I don't have any manpower to get anything done. So the only thing which I can do is try killing with the
Quid labour.
archers. They can really do something.
Parade du porvenir. Quid labour. Liréfaction. Colonel saute ici. À la bataille, à GoldenEye. Barrage pour Laboura. Bado Laboura. Arquière par Arco parade.
Tricky one. And I'm losing my base again. Up. Now I don't have much resources for this. Destroy the routier's camp. I mean, there could be more camps here. I have no clue how we can stop that. The game is becoming difficult with every level. Alright. We are out of resources. The only way I can see is we go and capture this and make this our base. Otherwise, we can't win. Challenge is if we have to reach there, we have to go through this base. So okay, let's try this again once again. Not an easy one.
From here, the army would move to extinguish three major threats. Bands of roving mercenaries harrying the countryside, a peasant uprising, and attacks from a rival for the French crown, Charles of Navarre. The French army would start by reclaiming the rebel-held villages of Cocherel, Jouy, and Croissy.
Parade porvenir.
Quid labor?
Escolte bene. Labour Speranza.
Parade porvenir. Restituo. Labour Speranza.
Si somes. Mandes Bido, si. Près de Labour. Parade porvenir. Cos'è sera massionata? Demandes.
Tuts audite. Returno con mater. Si somes.
Toutes audite. Sur mon marche. Si somes.
Qued. Mandes qued.
Près me. Movo. Secco matériel.
Labour Speranza.
La bourse y affecte. Félicite Béat. Restituo. Parats pour labourar. Vado labourar.
Qued labour. Io ma sono la.
Parats ambola. Parat porvenir. Retourno comme materia.
Coursor Obeya, cum grande course.
Ecce li mandement.
Seco materia.
Escolte bene.
As the French army struggled to regain control of the countryside, they were struck by a band of English routiers. These mercenaries had been cut loose by the English army and were plundering the countryside in order to make a living.
Laborance limas.
Ecce li ma. Affect.
Parate arquier. Ecce li. Si, comprendo.
Parade pour laborar.
Preparate arquiers. Ecce li. Temps de retournar. Preparate. Eusa. Si. Lanques parade. Lanquier. Becum.
Écoutez, quittez.
Cavale parat.
Parade porvenir.
Ambulo. Effecté. Les Smolsons sont ici. Effecté.
Mande Labour Speranza. Cos'è sera massonata? Vado labura.
Labour Speranza. Sito. Buona ciel pour la materia. Buon labour. Ascolte bene. Si, bene.
Presente. Si. Sito. In avant. Coursor. Cavallo ici. Qued Mendes. Ambulo.
The French forces eliminated the routier attack, but more were still raiding the countryside in search of provisions and riches.
Presente Lanques.
The routier demanded payment from the French, or they would continue their horrifying raids.
Simonet. Si. Comprendo. Si.
Mandesqued. Chioma sono la cose. Parat porvenir. Quel labour.
Tuts audite. Buona sial pour la materia. Buon labour.
Labour Speranza.
Demandes. Menacé por nos. Cavale. Effect. Comme Mendes. Comprendo.
Uh-oh. We need one more horse. Where
Parat
is that?
spido, si.
You guys want
Qued
more
Mendes.
horse? Yeah.
Effect. Comme Mendes.
So we have gold here, we have gold here. And how much gold do we have? Right, total resources 0. Why is it 0?
Oye, oye. Cum grand coup.
Escolte bene.
Arquier parat. Illégal. Parat. Oye. Qued me. Secco materia. Parat. Arturo vecchio. Parate, arquier. Arco parat. Mandesqued. Cos'è sarà massionata? Che momento si, arquier. Arquier parat.
for food and. All right, let's try if we can do this.
Sagitaina, Mendes.
Ci sono!
Réparate, Arquiers. Arate, Arquiers. Sagitaina. Momentesi, Arquier. Arquier, parat. Réparate, siest. Parat. Arquier. In avant. Momentesi, Arquier. Audience. Parate, Nintendo. Préparate, Parate. Bene, bene.
Parats pour la bourrard. Retourneau comme matériel.
We don't have enough gold.
Momentesi, Arcier. Sagitaina. Parat. Nintendo. Momentesi, Arquier. Arquier. Momentesi. In avant, Arquier. Bene, bene. Préparate, in avant.
Cavale parate. Cum grande course. Quête Mendes. Cavallo ici.
Nice job, guys. Nice job. This was
Mande
good.
squid. C'est comme...
Parat pour venir.
Quête Mendes.
Get the food. Oh, sorry, the gold.
Comprendo.
Let's go and get
Wait me.
gold.
Rado la bourrard.
Courson au perfecté. Sipolaïs. Cavallo ici. Cum grande course. Sivoleis. Perfecté. Oye, oye.
Let's see, where does it go? And what else do we get out of this?
Si. Laisse-moi sauver ici.
Because they're going to attack from here only.
Comprendo.
This is the base.
Ambulo.
That's not that big actually. I mean, we found a secret
Oye,
site.
oye.
Nice.
Es fait. Cavallo ici. Ambulo.
Let's see if we find something else in this.
Oye, oye. Ambulo.
Préparate, audience. Parate, Obedio. Moment, Obedio.
Ambula.
Parat. Audience. Moment, essai, Arquier. Deusé. Parate, Arquier. Arquier, parat.
Somes.
Commandes.
Fue d'ordines.
Hey, hi Zamanizer, how are you? Nice to see you on the stream. Long time. How's your job going?
Arco parades. Arquer. In avant.
Scara formata.
I'm playing a different game. I'm not sure if you have played this or not,
Quoi de
but
labour?
this one is called Age of Empires.
Cos'è sarà massonata?
Diwali was fine.
Sagitta in arco.
We didn't had to celebrate it this time because my uncle passed away. So we just had a little puja at home and not much, I would say, other than that. So,
Sagitta in arco.
how's your job going? Like,
Labour
what are you really
speranza.
doing now? Like, is it like,
Ignorance.
what stream is it?
Io masono la cose.
Attention. In avant.
Menacé pour mort!
Arquer parade. Sagitta in arco. Preparate, archers. Sie. Parate, archers. Vade, archer parat. Parate, archers. Sagitta in arco. Parate, archer. Parate, parate, archer.
Yeah, that's pretty standard for any job actually. Even I am only able to stream either on weekends or late night, and no other option. So you'll have to bear with that. What domain are you working on, Aman?
Boys.
Like in your job, is it like marketing, IT? I don't know. Like, what's your stream or domain? Just asking, in case you want to share.
Archer parat.
Oh, startup. Startup for what?
Momentesi. Archer par arco par. Bene, bene. Parades. In avant, archer. Sagitta in arco.
Parades. En sala.
Commandes. Vale.
Business development. Oh, nice.
Parate,
Nice.
archer. In
I
avant.
think you'll have a lot of learning on that.
Momentesi. Archer par. Commandes.
Kind of good stuff. Best of luck for your new venture.
Mande squad. Buona ciel pour la materia.
Vado labour arco parat.
Parades pour la bourra.
Flanque sopra ossa. Archer parat. Flanque parat.
Cavalario pado.
Quoi de labour?
Toute sodité. Mi plec. Cos'è sarà massonata?
Somes.
Plastic EPR. Okay.
Buon lavoro.
I have no clue what that means or what it is about.
Preparate. Ambula.
COC, or you mean Command and Conquer, right? Yeah. This one is actually similar to that only. Command and Conquer is like more, I would say, having new age in terms of the weapons and what you can do and all. But this one is primarily like very. I think this starts from like 200 BC and then it progresses. You kind of build your base and then you eventually
Joliment
move
devant.
ahead accordingly. You can kind of build your economy, whatever you want to do. I mean, you can do all of that in this game. So it's actually fun.
Io ma sono la cos'è.
If you really understand, like, you know, how to go about it.
Parade pour venir.
Oh, Clash of Clans.
Felice et Béat.
Not really. Clash of Clans is like, you know, more. It's much different. Here you'll have campaigns. I mean, I have different bases. I have to attack. I have to capture. I have to mine gold. I have to mine stone. I can build castles. Develop my base. I mean, I can do a lot of stuff here. Clash of Clans is like more on, like, you know, attack and defense basis. Here this one has attack and defense, but primarily it's more around I would say like you kind of go through different stages of your base by upgrading it and seeking the objectives. You kind of complete them, and then eventually you kind of move to the next level. Here you can create different armies, different kind of resources would be there available in military, and accordingly you can, you know, attack the enemy and play against them. If you actually see, I mean, the bigger your army, the more easy it is to take out the enemy, and accordingly you can progress much more quickly. Yeah.
Felice et Béat.
I need more food. It's not that easy actually. Yeah, so keep on mining food.
Labour Spérance. Cose sera massonata. Quel labour? Vado laburar. Ci sommes. Io ma sono la cosa.
Mande squid. Buon labour.
Me cose sera
So
massonata.
if you see here,
Felice et Béat.
yeah, I'm just trying to farm here, you know, build a farm, get my food in order. The wood is in order because they are able to cut all the trees and all, but I mean, we are always short on food because as the army grows, you need more food to feed those many people.
Ci sommes.
So you have to plan in advance for such things.
Benefrito. Quid me.
Preparate, archers.
Parade. Quel labour. Io ma sono la cos'è.
So did you buy the Battlefield 2042? I mean, because that's coming on 12th, like for people who have bought the Gold and Ultimate Edition, and for the other folks who have a Standard Edition, I think that would be a bit later.
Parate, archers.
Labour Spérance.
Io ma sono la cose.
Parade pour venir.
Quid me. Cos'è sera massonata.
Quel. Me. Cose sera massonata.
Mi plecta.
I have not been able to stream since the Diwali week because I was busy with family and all. But normally I try to stream like a bit late in night, at least at like once, I would say, every day. If not every day, then every other day, I would say, so that we kind of have a consistent viewership, because I'm completing these campaigns which are not that easy to do. So if you kind of stop doing that, then you break the retention ship, I would say, or the viewers' interest. I know I don't have that many viewers, but still, yeah, it's a continuation. No worries. I mean, you can ask officer, and maybe he can, get you a key or something in case you're interested for 2042. Or you can go for the battle pass and eventually use that to your advantage. If you like the game, then buy it. If not, then let it be.
Arco Parat. Parat.
Siso.
Rovenskito. Vado Labura. Arco Parat.
Mande squid. Si, comprendo.
Buen laburo.
Vale. Che mandes?
Si, bene. Movo. Vado laburar.
Archier Parat.
Cose sarà ma sonata. Io ma sono la cosa.
Momentis Archier. In avant. Parat.
Quoi de labour?
Parat et Archier. Allez, Archier. Che mandes?
Parats pour labourar.
They trap themselves. This is amazing. They will eventually die.
Cose sarà ma sonata.
In ayuda!
Parats pour labourar. Bien fait. Cose sarà ma sonata.
Parat et Archier.
Parats pour venir.
No, you can take the beta key, na? Sorry, not the beta. What do you call it? EA Play Pro. Yeah, that key will not waste the license, because that can then be transferred to someone else as well, if I'm not wrong.
Parats pour venir.
And in case you are not interested, then somebody else can play and use that key. So I think that can be something which can be done, probably.
Quid mandes? Sagita in Parat. Archier. In avant.
I think we have enough players to go and kill their base. Let's go and do that. Enough of their bullshit. they keep attacking us and all, so
Cavallarios parades. Arco,
let's
momentez-y,
do it.
arquière.
So 1,
Camarades,
2,
Pariez, être préparés,
3.
l'enquête. Parades.
Sure, let me know if you need any help.
Scarra formata.
Préparez.
Cavalarios parades. Ferrez fort.
Parate, arquière.
The French discovered the Routier hidden camp and could put an end to the English raids if they could destroy the camp.
This was a nice idea.
Momentez-y, arquière. Arco, parade. Momentez-y, arquière. Parate, arquière. Parate, arquière. In avant, arquière. Non movo. Parate, arquière. Ambula, espere.
Cavalario parades. Quiete, cavals.
Odite.
In avant, serviente.
Preparate, arquiers. Jekte seguita. Non, questo forza. Parate, arquiers.
Dolme bien. Equites. In avant.
Momentez-y, arquiers. Momentez-y, arquiers. Jekte seguita. In avant, arquiers. Deusei. Preparate, arquiers. Engano. Parate, arquiers.
Need one villager.
Mandesquin.
Ecce mandement.
Sito.
Get stone and other stuff. Sure. No worries. Come on. Not an issue.
Odite, servientes. Gite.
Option to stop the router's raids. Okay.
With the Routier camp destroyed, mercenary attacks were no longer a threat, and the French recovered their gold from the camp.
Spero tu mandament. Obeio. Si, comprendo.
Sarat? Si. Presente l'encaisse.
Attention. Sibolies. Paratus et promptus.
Toutes udite. Come sono la cose?
Parate, arquiers.
Paratus et promptus. Vada quitost. Cavallo. Ok.
Those are good. Finally, some good strategies.
Tous auditez.
Now I need a couple of guys to move to wood instead of food. We have enough food now. We need gold and so let's get gold and wood. Probably that's the better idea.
Cavallerio parade. Preparate. Bene, bene.
Point d'ordine. Scara formata. In avant, cavallarios.
Arco parade.
Point d'ordines. Obeio. Sperance Gloria. Secund mandement. Commemondes.
Tous auditez.
Mondesqued. Labour Spérance. Secco qued labour. Barats pour labourar.
Sure, no worries, Ebenezer. Thank you for joining the stream.
Venir.
Take care, bye. I know it's too late for you, so yeah.
Labour Spérance. Qued me?
Six hommes.
Mondesqued.
Tourma.
Labour Spérance. Si, comprendo.
Scara formata. Obeio. Quiete, cavals. Cavallarios.
Momentesi, arquière. Sagitta in arco.
Si hommes. Si, vado. Monastial pour la materia.
Arquière parade.
Qued me? Y affect.
Vale.
Ici va tost.
Vale, excavo.
Parats pour labourar. Vado labourar.
Okay, I think it's time for our next attack. Probably start pushing onto the next base, which is here. Okay, we have reached the capacity.
Mondesqued.
I'm seeing is somehow a challenge of not being able to build a feudal landmark. Let me see if I can make more houses and add more
Vado
capacity.
labourar.
If that
Qued
works.
labour. Cos'è se la massonata?
Ordine.
Parade.
This is 1, this is 2,
Lanques
this is
paratas.
3. Okay,
Parat pour venir.
Buon lavoro.
Movenskito. Ici va
this looks
tost.
like a bug. Anyways, I think we can add more houses and
Arquière parade.
Escolte bene. Mondesqued.
build more capacity. And a couple of more houses. Should be fine. So we have this. We should be able
Escolte
to
bene.
Take this.
Comme mi trenca.
We have enough.
Et ci li demande.
Sì, capo.
Them here.
Paratus
See what we can do.
Esperance Gloria.
Sagita in arco. Parate, archers.
Obeio. Mort l'espère. Vado Kitost. Elle les comes. Vado Kitost.
Sagita in arco.
Cavalarios Parats. Cavalarios, quitamos.
Preparate, archers.
Ambula.
Lances paratas.
Renier. Lanquier, Meko. Quid orden.
The village of Croissy, rich in gold deposits, was a crucial town for the French to reclaim.
Okay.
Es Sivalier.
Let's see what
Esperance
we have
Gloria.
here.
Momentesi, archers. Presente lances. Perfecte.
Farad.
Variez et prépare. Vade, archers. Prompte. Veniez. Preparate, archers. Vade, archers.
Jetez, caval. Une avon, cavalarios.
Parate. Lances valet. Parats. Entendo.
Gara format. A calque, cavalarios. Cavalarios Parats.
Variez et prépare. Parate, archers. Preparate, audience. Parats, obedio. Momentesi. Bene, bene. Momentesi, archers. In avant. Momentesi, archers.
Cavalario, obeio. Cavalarios Parats.
Okay.
In taking the village of Shui, the French army was closer to stemming the peasant rebellion and regaining control.
I think we don't need to wait now here much.
Espero tu mandament.
Let's try to push.
Lutz odite. Sur moine mince.
Let's go and get the next base, and then just take care of it.
Quoi de labour? Quel air si pois? Io ma sono la cose.
The central monastery town of Cocherel would continue to send out rebel attack parties to weaken the French army.
Quoi de me?
Escolte, be.
Sito. Felice Beat. Frate terra. Bene.
Parats. Quid mandes.
Parate, archers. Ambula. Preparate. Vade, archers. Lances paratas.
Quid ordine.
Momentesi. Audience.
Cascara formata.
Okay.
The French
is
army
the-
defeated the rebels at Croissy and took control of the gold-rich village. The central monastery town of Cocherel was still under the control of rebel peasants.
Ya
The
fait.
French army would have to take it before they could launch an assault on Charles of Navarre.
Attention. Sito.
Let's go back.
Quid orden. Elle les comes.
All right, let's go and capture Cohetrol. I think this is something we'll have to do from. Yeah. I think we can go from here. So this one looks.
Quid mandes. Jetez, caval. Jetez, caval. Ite. Ite. Parates.
Ensala. Parates si est. Parate. Obedio.
Si.
Parate. Quemando. Lances sopreo.
Labour Speranz.
Comes. Prepara audience. Parate archers. Ecceliment demon. Venies, servientes. Parate archers. Parate. Entendo.
Cavallari, ferendo. Fare. Prende.
Che parate archers.
Great.
Parate archers. Deusei. Obedio.
Scaraformator. Idei.
Puedo. Comprendo. Momentesi archers. Preparate archers. Sagita in arco. Parate archers.
Obeio. Speranz Gloria.
Oh, there's push.
Obeio. Equites sunt parato. Ove equites.
Parate. Deusei. Presente.
Cavallarios, in avant.
Langhi. In avant. Passez.
Cavallarios, in
Preparate archers. Bene, bene.
Sito.
Parate archers.
Angola.
Audience. Momenti. Bene, bene.
Ide. Puedo fine.
Vade archers. Obedio. Momenti archers.
Equites
Alright, this is captured. Finally,
The French army took control of the rebel villages,
The
and the
rebel
peasant
villages done.
uprising was subdued.
nice. Finally, this was completed.
Archers.
We needed a very large army as
But
compared
to
to what
keep
we were
control over the
anticipating
region,
earlier.
they would need to defend its center of influence, the monastery at Cocherel.
Okay.
Northeast of Cocherel, Charles of Navarre's army had established a fortified camp. The King of Navarre sought to make himself ruler of France as well. He intended to press his claim by destroying the newly arrived royal forces.
Chevalier, reste pour Astier.
Acest vos, archer.
Bien vos ori. Si voi.
Die Chevalscher, à pleine course. Ensembles en ordre.
Compagnon, à votre ordonnance.
Oil. Mestir des mouets. La cette mouets exploité. Lors batige s'estui. Que faut-il donc besoigner? Suis sans quemine.
Chevalier Bastir.
Alarson, chevalier. Ridensen, bon.
Chevalscher. Soyez Chevalscher. On a archers. Oyez commandement.
Alright. We can probably... Okay, so what do we really need to do is defeat Charles of Navarre's army at their campsite. Okay, so I think
And
we
besoin.
need
Suis sans voué.
more...
Oh, me faut trahir? Ar du besoigne. Vayez moi besoigne.
okay, and,
L'ancien en ordre.
Pour vos sirènes si souhait.
Archers. Prenez.
Il n'y faut que la vis.
Archers. Les commandements archers à notre paiement.
Reste tous sans. Je suis. Il n'y faut ainsi souhaité.
Archers. On découvre Archers. L'ancien. Ayez sa tour de guerrier. Ça. Archers. Au pied. Transportez le collège donc. Admittance transversale, archer. Archer, Macbeth, archer, comme le volet.
Oui, pour ma volette.
Archer, en la voie.
Chevolcher,
Rest subvertu quod bien vos oi, droit est
Lancière, opas compagnon.
die Chevolcher, givoueuse de Sester.
Archers,
Nice.
oyez commandement.
Okay.
Archers, les commandes obéissent aux commandements.
One thing which I can see is
Que
I
faut-il
cannot
donc besoigner?
upgrade my base. I'm not sure why I can't do that, but let me see.
Tres tous cesse le temps d'adventière, mes seigneurs.
Atsesmet vos, archers.
En besoin va servir. Ouais, y vais donc.
Lors batige s'estuit. Archers, oyez commandement de demeurer point slats to koi.
Les Chevolchers, escoute. À l'arson, chevalier. Pointe de merci pour la noble. Il n'est folle que la vie. J'ai besoin.
How did they come into my base? That is not clear.
Eis sens nulla. Archers, oyez le rencontre archers.
Vayez moi besoin. Bien, bien. Vayez.
Que valet Bastille.
Sommes en ordonnement, compagnon.
Oil, messieurs des mois. Oil, Zitost. Besoin à faire.
Oyez tout le
Not
monde.
very clear how do we kind of
Homme
get
faut
over
trahir.
Donnez-moi mon destrier, Rimaigne. Chevalière, preste pour un stier.
bon vos servir.
Mon arc est preste.
Vayez-moi.
Quoi faut-il faire? Dicte-moi, j'ai l'arc, j'y veille. De vers où faut-il archer? Preste portrait. Archers, advançons.
Vayez moi besoin. Vécure mes rien.
Alright.
Archers, prenez vos arcs. Archers, portrait. Dicte-moi, mon géant.
Longtemps va-t-il demeurer de faute bien bien. Vaïs.
Il trahit sans nulla.
Les Chevolchers sont prêts.
Oil, messieurs des mouets.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can add more stone. Let them
Que
add more
faut-il
stone
donc
here.
besoigner? Moult me plaisent de chassière. Oil, mestière de mouet.
À vos, Archer, si comme le volet.
Okay.
En besoigne. Lorsbat vayez-moi besoigne.
Hem besoin.
Sommes en... Chevalcheur, soyez express.
Dicte votre jouet votre plaisir.
Mais...
Ome fautre manans, presta euri.
Oil, mestir des mouets. Fouiller es ma tout. Besoin. Hem besoin. Que faut-il donc besoin?
Oyets les ordonnances.
Va jetzt moi besoin. Oil, mais...
Que faut-il donc besoigner?
Sommes en... Chevalcheur, soyez express.
Archers, oyez commandement. Dicte-moi mon Versailles. Archer, en la voie.
Compagnon, danses en voie. Quick en gros. Chevalier, reste bon. Certes. Die Chevalcheurs sont prêts. Liquid was away.
Mon Archers, les commandements le ferai-je donc?
Lancière Renan, ayez sa tour de guerrier. Ça.
Dictes vos commandement. Incontinent. Bien vos oi. Joy bien.
Je veuille vous obéir. Voir tirer.
Dicte si le ferait tantôt. Pour vos...
Besoin à faire.
L'heure est à pertisets votre courage, compagnon. À l'arson, chevalier. Avant, mes seigneurs.
Du Chevalcheurs, est-ce obéis à vos commandements? Lancière, gardez votre... Lancière, mon Archers, les commandements de demeurer, soit ça,
Avance.
de Archers, Besmont.
Obéir, c'est vertu.
Dicte-moi mon Versailles.
Bien vos si le ferait tantôt.
Archers! De vers ult foltit Archer. De vers ult Archers, j'obtemper. Alors, lancière, courage, lancière, envoyé, quick en gros.
De reste tous sommes prêts. Fais ici nouvelles commandements. Wand, je commande.
Archers, de demeurer, point stat to fight.
Il n'est faute que la crise. Si obéis à vos commandements.
À test vos, Archer, allons brillement.
Oi.
Oh, me faut trahir.
Advertence, tout le monde.
Ayez cure, Hawks, commandements. De vers ouf. Archers, Archer, en la voie.
Attendez.
Pushing up the hillside, the French discovered Charles of Navarre's camp. His front line had the high ground and was made up entirely of archers. The French would have to think carefully about how to approach the stronghold.
Reste suisse de votre...
Les commandements viennent. Je ferai donc. Archer, obéis au commandement. Archer, 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 mais je demeurerai. Archer, j'obtemper. Archer, on déguerpit. Archer, 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 on déguerpit. Archer.
Cocherel's monastery came under attack, If it fell, the French would lose control over the region.
Shit.
The French army had repelled Charles of Navarre, stemmed the revolt, and held back the raids of the Routiers.
Nice.
In the struggle for control over France's lands, the king still clung to power.
Nice. Finally completed the campaign. Okay, guys. I think that's for today. We're going to continue this tomorrow for the next episode. Thanks for joining.